So Robert, what is your main message at this year's ISEAM conference?
Well, the work that I do is connected to the idea that there is a complete spectrum of vibrational energies that create really everything in the world and that affect all life forms, all biological life on the planet. And that we've gone through a process in modern times in which we've made two major scientific breakthroughs. And those two breakthroughs were, number one, identifying the spectrum of electromagnetic energy, and that made possible all of our new technology. And the second one was identifying the spectrum of matter itself, and we call that the periodic table of elements. All of our modern technology for communication and for power are based on the identification of the spectrum of electromagnetic energy and of physical matter. And that's been a blessing and a curse, because now we have these incredible new technologies which can be a great boon for the evolution of human consciousness. But at the same time, these two technologies came about without any consideration for the vibrational effect of these technologies on living beings, whether the Earth itself or on human beings or other life forms. So one of my great concerns has been to collect different types of research done primarily in Europe and Egypt that has to do with the identification of the complete spectrum of vibrational energy. Now that we've identified the spectrum of electromagnetic energy and of matter itself behind all of our technology, to be able to work with the effects of this technology on living beings, we need to identify that spectrum of vibrational energy. And unfortunately, most of this research is not well known. And I found that there was a tremendous body of work done in the 1930s in France, where they identified the basis for all of the vibrations, the complete spectrum of vibration that affects all living beings. And this work has been taken further in modern times by an Egyptian scientist and architect named Dr. Ibrahim Karim, who has since become a friend of mine, and who has taken the French research much further. So the message that I have is that we can actually now identify the complete spectrum of all vibrational energies that affect biological life, and we can use that information for a great advance in both vibrational medicine as well as for a new field called vibrational engineering. This means that not only can we test any person's energetic field for where there are particular types of problems, so that we can go beyond the physical and chemical model that we have in conventional medicine today. And people are really voting with their feet for vibrational and energy medicine today because they know it can be so effective and can fill in the gaps that we have in present-day conventional medicine. But also from the work that I've done in pulling together the French research and working with Dr. Karim from Egypt, who has developed a system called biogeometry, we can in fact identify the precise vibrational energies that create all functions in the living world. And with that, not only work with vibrational medicine, but also change the actual vibrations brought forth from all of our technologies. We can change the vibrations from all of the electromagnetic and microwave and even nuclear technologies, so that the vibrations coming from them are something that's actually beneficial for human health and human consciousness. And we can also look for some of the things that will help to balance the tremendous environmental damage that has happened to the Earth from our modern technologies. So that's the primary thing that I've come to the ISEAM conference to talk about.
In your research, have you found anything that surprised you, or something you found very relevant to share?
There's a tremendous depth to this body of knowledge. There's been research in this field for really now 80 years, although again, unfortunately, there's very little knowledge of it in North America. And it's full of surprising bits of information. One thing that I might mention is that Dr. Ibrahim Karim added to the French research with the vibrational spectrum in that he was able to identify 3 specific vibrational qualities that balance all living systems. And you find these 3 specific vibrational qualities in every energy center of the human body. You find them in the chakras and the acupuncture points and the joints, even within the human cell structure and human genetic structures. And interestingly enough, the exact same 3 vibrational qualities are present in every energy center on the Earth itself. Every place that is proclaimed to be a spiritual power spot by any local tradition on the planet. When we have tested it, it has these three specific vibratory qualities. And so the human vibratory field and the Earth's vibratory field have the exact same qualities of nature to them. And in addition to that, we found that these three vibrations actually increase in the human energetic field during times of positive states of thought and emotion, and particularly during blessing and prayer. We can also create these specific types of vibrations that balance all living energy fields through all types of precise vibrational engineering. Specific angles, or colors, or movements, or number sequences, or geometric forms can also create these particular vibrational qualities. So one of the most wonderful, and for many people I think surprising aspects of this type of research is how holistic it is. It really unites the knowledge that we have of the human physical body and the Earth's physical body with the understanding of spiritual aspects and all the different qualitative components of angle, shape, number, movement, sound, color, etc. that all native traditions on the planet have always used for healing purposes.
How did you come to do this work?
Actually, I came to it through a rather strange, circuitous route. In the early 1980s, I was an instructor in the U.S. Marine Corps in the nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare survival field. At that time, I began to research different types of radiations that affect biological life forms, whether nuclear, biological, or chemical. And I found that what had happened with modern technology was the creation of very, very destructive forms of energy and vibration, highly, highly toxic. And I found that within the field of conventional medicine and conventional physics, there are very limited approaches to being able to balance the effect of these types of technologies on living beings. So I began to research further into different traditions around the world, classical healing traditions, classical spiritual traditions, all types of classical knowledge, and all the cutting-edge research going on today in vibrational medicine. And so I've done that for about 30 years now. And so this brought me to understanding that to really make vibrational medicine and vibrational engineering into a science alongside the type of science we have with electromagnetic energies and physical structures, we had to identify the spectrum of vibration so we could be completely precise about what vibrations are already present in any person, place, or thing, or what specific vibrations are needed for balancing any problems that we encounter. And I think this can also be a great boon to the field of vibrational medicine itself, because now with different types of vibrational healing modalities and vibrational healing tools, we can test them for the specific vibrations that they create and put that into a larger context.
So your contribution to this work, what excites you most about doing this work? What's the most rewarding part for you?
The most exciting and rewarding part of it for me is really the practical applications and being able to teach interested members of the public how to do it for themselves. I do very little work myself in the actual projects. The vast majority of my time and energy goes to teach people to do it for themselves. And so we've had a tremendous body of work been done in the last 15 years with research projects at the Egyptian National Research Center, at Al-Azhar University in Egypt, with their pharmaceutical school, with the National Hepatitis C Research Project, with agricultural research with the Egyptian Ministry of Agriculture, with other universities in Europe, and projects in North America to be able to balance the detrimental effects of all types of harmful vibrations, whether it's from electromagnetic sources or cell towers, or coming from toxic contamination of water or food sources, or working with people's various types of health challenges. And so to be able to teach people how to do this for themselves and understand it, and to be able to do practical work in the world has been very, very rewarding. Dr. Karim himself, who is one of the most advanced people in this field, and who initially taught me how to work within his system, which is called biogeometry, has done a wonderful body of work, including in Switzerland. He was able to, with the observation of the Swiss government, actually balance all electromagnetic pollution problems in 2 entire Swiss cities. And so we have so many problems today, both in human health and in environmental problems, and with these new technologies. And the most exciting thing for me is really to teach people about this and to get more practical work done as quickly as possible.
So is that how you work with individuals on more of a, like like the doctor you just mentioned, how he's working with a whole city. Is that how you work, or do you work more with individuals, like an actual individual coming in your office and saying, how can I kind of balance these things out in my environment or within my own body?
We primarily do it through training courses, and training courses are usually restricted to about maximum of 22 people per course, so that we can do enough individualized attention. And we have two fundamental courses that we teach that are based on Dr. Kareem's research in biogeometry. And the first course is 7 days, and the second course is 6 days. And so what we do then is we take people through a process of understanding all the core concepts and the background history of this work, and then slowly get them started on directly doing vibrational testing for themselves. And then we teach them all the fundamental types of vibrational correction. And so this is somewhat of an endless body of work that you can always get into more and more precise details. But really in 7 days, any person can be taught to do the basic vibrational testing and corrections for themselves, their environment, and for their loved ones.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I just want to say that I'm very happy to be here at the ICEAM conference, because it's great to see so many people putting their shoulder to the wheel to be able to bring together a real science of energy medicine and of my interest in vibrational engineering, so that we can get it into a form that it can take its place alongside the conventional fields of physics and medicine.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.